everybody. Welcome back to Chicken Cindy's. And today I'd like to talk about why I bike. So, growing up, I was actually a very big sports guy. I played a lot of basketball, played a lot of soccer. Those are my two basic sports that I really enjoyed playing. But I learned rather quickly that I didn't like the aspect of how a lot of coaches, if you lost, instead of saying good job, we'll get them next time, it was you need to do better, you need to be better, and we were basically punished. I remember running a bunch of suicides whenever we'd lose basketball games in 5th and 6th grade. And I got to 7th and 8th grade and I was just kind of like, I don't really think this is for me, but I love being active and I have a lot of energy, so I actually started skateboarding. So I've been skateboarding for about 15 years now, give or take. I just turned 30 a couple months ago. And about 3 years ago, I decided to start biking. It's very random. We have a couple trails about 40 minutes from here, and me and one of my good buds decided to basically go biking. And that was my very first experience on dirt trails. I learned very quickly that the Walmart Genesis that I had was not made for that kind of riding, but I was pretty well hooked. So, between even just the benefits of mental health and physical health of biking, one of the main reasons why I actually bike is because I'm very competitive against myself. So, I track all my rides with Strava, but I'm never going for KOMs. I've only been biking for 3 years, and some of those KOMs are way out of my reach. And I'm okay with that because as I continue to ride, I'm beating my personal records, and that just shows that I'm personally getting better and doing better. And I just did a ride yesterday, and I was able to ride about 15 miles out at Griffin Bike Park, and I was able to do that pretty much non-stop. I did about 11 miles, which was all the trails. I stopped and ate a Cliff Bar, and I finished off with another 4 or 5 miles, and then decided to come home. And I mean, I feel great. I don't hurt like I used to. But whenever you start biking, I remember the very first time I went 5 miles just on road riding, just on sidewalks. And I mean, it was hard. It wasn't easy. But that's the absolute best part about biking. The longer you do it, the further you'll go. And the further you go, the better you feel. And it's just this really cool cycle of just if you continue to do it, it makes you feel better. I've rode with some guys that are sponsored and they are on, road bikes that are thousands of dollars made out of titanium, but they were so nice and they would turn around and come back and get me because they were working on Strava segments or something like that. And I've yet to meet anybody out on the mountain bike trails that wasn't nice. I mean, the community in the mountain biking community is just terrific. Everyone I've talked to, everyone I've spoke to, they've never looked down at me when I started with my GT Aggressor Pro. They're like, "Oh, that's such a cool bike," and they were so nice about it. All the way to like, my Carbon Stride that I had from Canyon. People like, "Oh, that, just such a cool bike." And I mean, it's awesome. It's just such a cool feeling to be around people who just enjoy the sport for what it is. And some do want to do good and want to be better, and that's absolutely fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But the reason why I bike is because I like to be better, I like to do better, and I like to continue to improve myself. It's all for me. I love biking. It's so fun. I get to go outside and enjoy the outdoors, which is something I never did. I was always indoor playing video games, or if I went to a skate park, I had this little concrete pad that I would stay on. So it's so cool for me to be able to just get out and explore and have a good time. So if any of that sounds good to you, maybe you should start biking too. But just keep in mind, it's a gradual thing. I started when I was about 27. I wasn't out of shape by any means, but I wasn't in good shape either. But it's gonna take time, and just go out and do it and have fun. And eventually, you're gonna be pumping out 15 miles no problem, or even further on the road. I mean, it's just awesome, guys. But thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend because it is Saturday. I don't know when you'll watch this, but if you like the content, please feel free to subscribe. This is a little different than what I usually do. I typically will have unboxings. I'll typically have actual rides of trails as well. I got quite a bit of footage right now, and I just do this for the fun of it. But please, any questions, put them down in the comments. I have an email linked on my YouTube channel as well. You can shoot me emails if you want to. But man, biking's fun. Think about it.